So right now, the game's just playing in the back. I'm gonna give a little introduction to this, but this should be kind of how to watch game film, specifically, individually, your individual performance. The other way you can do it is if you watch it as like the whole team, how the team structures, how everybody moves. So right now I'm playing striker, but if I want to watch for the team, it would be how can the CDM be a good option? How can the center mid be a good option? What should this player do to be a good option? But for this, we're just going individually. So for me, I'll be a striker. Is my striker movement good enough? Now to watch individually, I believe there's three things to really focus on. The first one is your movement. Are you being a good option? Are you always moving to find space to be helpful to your teammates? Second one are your ideas in the play. Was your idea a good idea? Was it a risky idea? How can you change your ideas in certain situations? So, one of the biggest things I'm going to touch on probably towards the end of this video is my patience versus when I should be going forward. So, one of my biggest struggles, especially when I was younger, was I was a little bit too patient, kept the ball a little bit too much, not risky enough. So that would be an example of an idea. One of the specific plays was we were transitioning, and instead of me driving forward, I kind of laid it off for somebody else, and I came to the conclusion that that idea wasn't good because I should have drove forward, drove the transition. So movement and ideas. And the third thing that I like to focus on is don't really focus too much on your technical errors unless it repeats. So you're going to see a lot of times that my layoff isn't strong enough, it's too weak, it's not sharp enough. So since it repeated multiple times, that's something that I'll go back, I'll note, hey, my layoffs need a little bit more work. So next time I'm practicing, I can really focus on that layoff technique. Maybe it's aerial layoffs or ground layoffs, but unless it's repeating, I really don't focus too much on the technical errors. It's more the ideas and the movement. So, biggest three things to focus on your ideas, your movement, and then don't really focus on the technical errors unless it's repeating. Outside of that, the video should be starting right about now. All right, with the season being over, it's a perfect time to watch some game film, get some improve your soccer intelligence. So, I've had some questions. How do you watch game film? What's an effective way? So, we're gonna watch this game. This was my freshman year. We played Lycoming. They were top two or three. We were mid-table. Very tough game. This was 4 years ago, so I was playing a little bit of striker, but I'll pop up on the screen. This one's me. So I'm gonna watch my individual performance. This is a good way to improve individually. If you want full game intelligence, I would try and watch everything. But for this, I'm really gonna focus on my performance. So first touch on the ball, it was a throw-in. I did a good job shielding my defender. Layoff. I think in this situation, I'm looking for a layoff and going in behind, and I eventually see it. But I think a better option, I could check down, come wide. I think this is an easier pass than trying to launch it. Or if I go, I think it has to be a little bit faster so I can try and pick it back up. But decent first touch on the ball. I just got subbed in. Second touch, same thing. Laid off. As you can see, this one's a little bit faster. It was layoff and spin. However, I think once again, as soon as I lay off, I've got to try and get wider, make it an easier option for my center mid, or tell him to turn because his two defenders in front of him, his space is behind him. Can he try and turn, and can we play out of this area? Oh, they get a foul. They take their free kick fast. My my coach told me the job of the striker as soon as it goes back, press. We want them to force mistakes, so I start a press. We do a good job winning it back. And here, once again, I think I'm moving into the defender's path, so to make an easier option for my player, I should either stay in this spot, check, make this, or instant diagonal run to try and open up this space. But in this, I'm kind of shadowing myself, so either easier option or look for that diagonal run. So right here in this situation, I'm not watching the ball. I'm watching my movement. How am I helping my winger? And I think instead of dropping into the center, I should be finding this pocket of space. Because once he beats him, I should be making this diagonal run, finding this area, and then I can pick it up inside the box. See, like that's where I should have been picking up. Our left back, great run from him, but he shouldn't be having to make that. That should be my run across. And then even now, I was still watching myself as he drove up the field. How am I recovering? I'm not off sides. I like to always stay on side, so still just fine in the pocket, even without the ball. We get a good out. And in this situation, I think this is poor positioning for me. So the ball's coming up our left side. The only option, even here, is dump it long. Even here, the space is in between this defender and the defender that just left the screen. This is the pocket. So I should already be shifted over this way to help us get out. Now instead of picking up the ball, I force press. I do an okay job pressing. Our job, or the role that I was given from the coach, was cut the field in half. So I'm taking off this option. However, I think I should take off this option, force it back, because this person's a bigger threat since they're farther up the field. So I cut it in half, but I think I covered the wrong player. Here in this position, I think I get into good space. However, I'm not scanning enough. I don't read the pressure. And instead of taking my touch in space, I kind of back off right into where the pressure is. The first touch isn't clean enough, and I lose the ball because I wasn't aware of the pressure around me. I just want to add real quick. What is one way that I could have read the pressure better? I'll give you 3 seconds to answer. One way that I could read the pressure better is scan more. Scan before I receive the ball, scan as the ball is coming in. If I look and he's pressing hard, I know that the pressure's heavy. If I look and the pressure isn't as hard, I know the pressure's a little bit soft, a little bit more time. Here we are, we're swinging it. Now in this situation, we're driving up, and as a striker, I'm checking in as an option. But looking back, I think I want to hold the highest. So if I find this space and right here, instead of dropping off, once again that diagonal run, can find the straight ball, and then I can pick it up here. And later in the play, since I'm so dropped off, our winger gets a good space. This could be a good cross if I make the run. If I'm already closer and I'm up here, he can find this cross. I have an open header, but I'm too far back. Here, I think I find a good pocket of space. I get in front of my defender, anticipating a second ball. However, I'm not ready for the contact. I'm more focused on the first touch. So I'm not ready for the contact, leads into a bad first touch, and then it's just it isn't pretty. So better first touch there, and I think we get out of it. I think keep the first touch on the floor. I think it went the right direction, laying it this way, but just better execution. All right, so I think the previous clip that we just watched was a good example of don't focus too heavily on the technical details. So I saw that my first touch let me down. So I acknowledged it. I realized it was a mistake, but I didn't spend too much time on it. I saw it, acknowledged my first touch had to be better, went on to the next play. So I think it's just a good example of acknowledge the errors, technical errors, but don't focus too heavily on it. Here it is. I'm pressing again. Once again, my coach tells me cut off one side. I'm calling. I'm forcing this way. I'm letting my team know shift to the right. He beats me a little too easily, but I try and keep him one side. In this situation, I see my winger run, and I'm checking into this space more so to open up the space behind me. See how I pull a defender? I'm trying to pull the defender, open up space for the winger. That's why when it comes to me, I try and duck out of the way, try and let it in behind. But that was the idea that I was looking for. I should have been ready for the ball to come to me, just in case, but just trying to open up that space in behind. I just want to add, in this situation, I'm not really touching the ball too much, but the whole time I'm watching my own movement. I'm not tracking the ball, I'm not following the ball. I'm looking about I'm looking where I'm going, where my space is. In the one situation I press, I'm looking was that a good press? Once again, you can see this is my center mid. He's yelling at me because I'm too far off. I should be shifting this side. We're looking to build up through our left, so I need to be the high point. I need to be the option. But I'm too central. This ball's in behind. I should already be there. High press, force him to go long, force a mistake. We get to keep it, try and build out. And here I am, I'm striker. I'm dropping all the way off because what do they have? A set piece? Dropping off just in case anything comes out. I'm ready for it. If I'm all the way up here by the 50, we're not able to kick it all the way up there off a clearance. So I'm being a little risky, dropping off, trying to clean up anything that comes out. Same thing on the corner. We knew in coming into the game that they were going to stack it. That was their big plan, their big playoff corner kick. So I knew that I was going to sit top of the box. Once again, anything that's out, I'm the first one out. I'm the first one that has to clean it up. They get to run it again. Bad layoff here. I think with all the pressure we're taking everybody back, laying off's the wrong option. Try and hold it up. Maybe turn, but hold it up. Maybe lay it off in two touch instead of one, or flick it this way into the space. I think flicking it's the best option. A little sharper. Once again, they break out, immediate press. Try and force a mistake. Right here, usually I want to go ball side, but in this position, I was trying to find, or I was trying to see they were driving this way. I was hoping that my run could be behind the back shoulder, through ball and behind. Here we go. It took me 10 minutes, but I finally found diagonal run a straight ball. I think I need to see a little bit faster. The cue that he's going to go long is he's looking up, keeps picking his head up, looking into this space. I should see it faster. I finally see it. Took a little bit too long, but find it into this pocket. Here I'm able to pick up diagonal ball. Do a good job shielding the ball, keeping myself between the ball and the defender, and just hold it up. Similar play, pick it up, shield it, and then I see my winger wide, so I try and hit a 1-2. But the biggest thing I think for me right here is I'm always trying to move. I'm always trying to find a gap. Once he gets it, I'm looking behind. Once it's not there, recycle my run. I see a bunch of people on the width, so the space is going to be inside, so I start running inside, trying to pull space open. And then now that a cross is an option, we're working the cross, trying to find the space on the inside, getting on the blind side of the defenders behind them where they can't see me, making our run. And if the ball's a little bit higher, it has to be a perfect ball, but I'm in a decent spot. I'm getting it right in front of the six. If you can find my head here, I can try and flick it on. Just always trying to find space, always moving. We get a good press. And right here, I'm baiting him to go backwards. I'm cutting off this player checking in. I'm trying to force them this way because as soon as he throws this way, I'm going to press. But my press is going to cut off the switch. Hopefully, our other center mid will step up and I'll try and cut off this way. But I'll curve my run, press it, and force them back down the line. Throw it on the line. Get up and try and flick it. Just mistime header. So in this situation, we find the switch. This is where all the space is. The gap between their center backs is too big. I should be instantly diving into this pocket instead of pulling off. I think I was trying to leave the pocket for somebody else, but I think as a striker, you want to be selfish. You want to be hungry for goals. If I see this pocket, I should be diving straight into it. Our player can put this ball on the ground. If I pick it up here, it's a 1v1. And our center mid does end up finding this pocket because we pulled away, but I still think I'm the higher player. I should be the one making this run. We got a good combination, good cross. And since I peeled off, I was able to find a decent spot for the cross, force the goalkeeper to do something. So we're looking to be patient. Yep, and here it is. I was going to say, which direction should I be moving off the screen? And once again, the diagonal run to the straight ball. I finally figured it out 15 minutes later, but this is a good area to pick it up in. I think my first touch lets me down. It gets stuck under my feet. I'm not facing my defender yet, but I take him in the 1v1, try and play a ball, end up winning a corner, so it's not terrible. But I think to improve this play, my first touch, either I take my first touch down the line instead of right under my feet, or if I read the pressure and I know he's not stepping super hard because he's kind of backing off right now, can I turn with the first touch, face him, take it to 1v1? Here we have a good combination up the left. I think I stay in a good pocket of space. I think I stay in a good pocket of space. I think he can find this. However, if I start pulling, it opens up the space for this center mid. So either he plays me, I lay it off, or I can pull and try and open up this space. I think looking back on it, I would prefer to make this run, stay high, and then open up this space for our center mid because then he can go forward and combine with me versus lay off, pull him in, and then try and combine. Here, I think I'm up the left. So I think I'm good positioning, shifting across to help the attack. Off the corner, 7 minutes left. Our first thought is we want to try and score before the end of the half, kill their momentum. Don't want to go into the half with down a goal. So I think I should have read that better. I should have known that we want to go long. We just got scored on. 7 minutes left. I should have laid off, instantly started sprinting. Here we're keeping it in the back. Since we're looking to be patient and build it up out of the back, doesn't mean that as a striker I can just stand still. I'm still going to try and shift, still try and be an option. Even if it's a long ball, trying to be an option. So right here, I think this is me holding the back post. I think I should be trying to find even more space. I'm not moving as much as I was earlier. And I think this center mid's holding most of this pocket, so I should be looking back stick. This is where the ball ends up going. But if I'm already back stick, maybe it's not even looking to shoot. Maybe it's just, can I header it back across, open it up for somebody else? So I think I should be moving closer to the back stick. Here, I'm anticipating second ball, stepping in front of my defender again. Still moving, still pulling space, trying to be an option. And here, I was looking in behind, but it was to the feet, so try and turn back quick, apply pressure. Now that I saw the diagonal ball or the diagonal run earlier, I'm trying to find it down the line, trying to find this space in behind. Just miscommunication between me and my center back. But we win it right back, keeping the ball. And here it is now. I think it's a hard ball for him to put him behind, so I'm checking to it. Get a little lucky deflection. He was probably looking for a center mid, but trying to be an option. My first thought is lay off and turn and go. Has to be a better layoff. If it's a little bit sharper, our center mid's able to touch into this space, and then all of a sudden we have two running at their one. So just better execution. I think it's a decent idea though. Here I'm just looking to be a target, lay it off. I think I get it wrong. The layoff shouldn't be up high. It should be down and low. Or, looking back on it, I have space behind me. Can I try and settle with my chest, touch into this space, and then can I try and build out the other way? Here, get a little lucky. I was trying to lay it off, but we ended up getting a turn out of it. Now we're breaking forward, and I think looking back on it, I think I should be trying to play more direct because in this situation, this is actually Coach Herb. I think Coach Herb gets a 1v1. I I think he beats us 1v1, he gets the goal. However, I'm trying to be patient. I see our right back running up. I lay it all for him. But I think it's the wrong decision because instead of getting our 1v1, now it turns into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against their 6. So now they end up getting numbers back. But as soon as I played, I'm running, trying to get it right back. Unfortunately, it doesn't reach to me, but I think I start the wrong idea with the transition. I think if we're transitioning, it has to be fast. It has to go straight to this 1v1. But I'm trying to be an option, trying to get to goal. This situation is kind of hard, but I think I should be reading that this has to be a flick on. So since this guy's going this way, I need to be here's the flick on, try and get behind my defender because this is a great ball. I just wasn't ready for it. They go short, apply a little bit of pressure. In this situation, I start to notice that our center back's looking for feet rather than behind, so I'm trying to be more of an option. Here, I find a good pocket, beat my defender there. I think this is finally it. Took me 5 tries, but I finally got a good layoff. I was able to lay off, open up, and try and get it back. We get it back. Good combination play, give and goes. I'm trying to be the support player in case my winger decides he wants to come back. But I think in this situation, it's I should go straight to goal, try and get in for the cross. If he decides to go backwards, he'll take his 1v1. I think I need to get in, crash the box, try and get more numbers in the box. But so my recording only lasts for 30 minutes. So just want to say the biggest thing is I wasn't focusing too much on my technical errors unless it was repeating. So my layoff was repeatedly not getting off. So that was something I took notice to. But most of it was movement. How am I trying to find the space? Can I move in to open up the space in behind? A lot of it's just finding the movement when you're trying to watch individually. But I think the biggest thing is when I was younger, this was when I was a freshman, I was more patient trying to keep the ball. And then that's why in some of the areas I started to see, I wasn't direct enough. In that 1v1, I should have found Herb. And I think through watching film, I was able to see that, hey, in these key areas, I need to be a little bit more aggressive as opposed to patient. So I think just watching film, watch your movement, watch your tendencies. If a technical error comes up over and over again, that's when you look at it. But besides that, don't worry too much about your mistakes. Just really focus on the ideas that you have.